Hello, hello, this is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts. Welcome to my channel. Forgive my wonderfully messy desk. And while you're forgiving me, welcome everybody. I'm so glad to have you back with me today. It's been a while since I made a video. I had made them way ahead, and because my husband had to have surgery. His surgery is done. He's been recovering for about a week. He had a total knee replacement, so he's doing very well. Anyway, so I am back in my art room today, and I have been playing. And I'll tell you what, I've been playing with this faux leather. Leigh, L-E-I-G-H, Creates, was doing this, and she saw this over at Bohemian Crafter. But I was so impressed with what she had done that I had to make one. And I told her, I said, I've got to make one of these. This is just too cool, you know. I've got to do it. So it took me a while to find cheesecloth for one. I thought, good heavens, it's canning season. We got to have cheesecloth. And so I did finally find some, and I used what they had, which is probably the kind that we're normally used to seeing here in the U.S., you know, with the big mesh. Well, I have since realized that cheesecloth comes in all kinds of sizes. And by sizes, I mean these holes. They come large and small. Tight weave and loose weave. So I've ordered some tighter weave stuff from Amazon, and it will be coming in a couple days. And I will be using that when I, am done with my practice pieces down here. I'm practicing before I give you a full video. So, anyway, if you want to make these along with me this week, you're going to need some cheesecloth, and believe me, you will. On this one, I've just now covered it with muslin, or they call it calico, other places. I've covered it with muslin, and you know what? I think it'll work just fine. I didn't cover it until I was done messing with it because I didn't want to get the paint all over the inside of my fabric. So it's a little harder to work with when you're making faux leather this way, if you don't have something under it to kind of have it grasp onto where it's sitting. Otherwise, it's just paper and it's slick and it goes all over the place. This faux leather is done with shoe polish and a lot of play. And we will be doing this as a tutorial, I think tomorrow, but now I'm in mowing season, so it means I have to mow tomorrow. So hopefully we'll start faux leathering tomorrow in a video, and there will be times when I have to stop and let things dry, and then I'll come back to you. So I'm hoping it will all be tomorrow, but if not, it will definitely be the next day. That I only have to mow one day. I might end up calling my grandson to see if he'll come mow on the weekend. But I'm so afraid the grass will be too high by then. It's not very high right now. So anyway, and it's not just a front yard. We have a field beside us, and it needs to be mowed. So excuse me a moment, just a minute. Okay, I think I'm back. So anyway, I wanted to show you these. Now, if I cannot get to the leather making video tomorrow, tomorrow we'll turn this one into a journal that goes this way. Okay? It'll go this way. Because there's a little wrinkle back here, but that's okay. I could actually sand that and make it stand out a little better as a piece of cracked leather. So anyway, here is one that I've made. Here is the pouch I made. Now, I was originally stitching this with zigzag, and I did not like it at all. My zigzag was weird and crooked, and I pulled it out and I straight stitched it. What else can I tell you about this? It is very dark. I made it from black paint and black shoe polish. Then I added in some brown shoe polish. And in my brown, I have actually put a little tiny bit of black in it. So it gives it kind of this smoky grayish color, and you can probably see it on here. Where it kind of starts fading. You can't, but it is there. See, lighter and darkers. You can really see it here. I mean, it's very evident that it's got more brown in it. So, yeah. So on this one, I put this little tag in here so that I could have a nice firm string to tie this. And then on the inside, you'll see that there's a little pocket down in there. See it? That little pocket actually covers up the brad on this. So it covers the brad, and then it has a pocket. But what can we slip into these? A tool? Sure, we could put a tool in there. See? See how that goes? We could slip, I don't know, something in there. Checkbook. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to stitch it right there. Oh, oops. Oopsie daisy. I wasn't lazy. I just forgot. So, the other thing that you'll need is, well, you'll need book pages, or I'm using one sheet. This here is 1/2 of one page of a ledger. And so it is, let's see, about 4 inches wide. I want to make some bigger ones. So anyway, I have this one, and I used burgundy cream shoe polish. I got it from Amazon. I had to order the red mousse because they're the only ones that would ship to my P.O. box. Otherwise, I would have to go to an Amazon box, which is 12 miles away from me, in which case I could just go buy my own darn shoe polish by driving 20 minutes longer and going to Albany. So, anyway, burgundy. I was able to get burgundy and black. They wouldn't send the rest of my order. Same company, same kind of jars, nothing different. They couldn't send it. Don't ask me why. Silly, silly rules. So, anyway, they did send this one in the mail. And they did send this one in the mail too. So I have black and brown. Now this brown here, I have added a little bit of just a little bit of black from this is from Walmart, and I bought it a long time ago. It's fairly cheap to buy it in the big bottles. I did try the carbon black, it was way too black. So you don't want to do that. And then I use this alizarin crimson hue with my burgundy. I painted this on, and while it was wet, I added the polish to it to get my nice deep color here. Okay, so that's kind of about that one, how I got that. It does take a little bit of elbow grease, but I promise you, you will have so much fun, and you will be absolutely in love with this project. Thank you, Lee, for exposing me to this great fun. So then I made this one. Look at this one. It really looks like leather, and it feels like leather. Now on this one, I do have, I applied one layer of cheesecloth, and then I applied a second layer. So it's quite thin anyway, still. But, yeah, on the top here, on this part, let me put this one over there. It's still drying. I got out my pattern paper. Just this, or, you know, craft tissue paper. Either one works great. And I took a sheet of it and I crumpled it all up. And then I started layering it. And I put it down with matte gel medium. I didn't want the Mod Podge because I wanted the gloss shine to come from the polish itself. How it kind of fades here and there and is glossy, and you just kind of catch the beauty of leather that way. I love the glossy ones too, don't get me wrong. I'm going to make those after I get done with this project. Okay, so I did layers and layers and layers of this beautifully crunched up tissue paper. And when I laid it down, I just laid it down and then I quickly brushed over it. I pressed it onto matte gel. My hands were a mess. And there are, probably about 3 or 4 layers under there. And then I used the burgundy on it, and at one layer I went back through and I used a little bit of brown in it, shoe polish, and then at one point I even used a little bit of black in here, shoe polish, either the cream or the one of these, the liquid. And then I use this with the alizarin crimson. I would paint a wet spot of alizarin on, pretty wet, and then I would go over it with this shoe polish, and I would start working it all the way through. This one took quite a bit of time to do, but I can tell you it is definitely worth it. Everything's done in steps on these because there's a front and a back. So when you put your cheesecloth in, that is step 1 right there. I mean, you have to let that dry. It dries quick with the matte gel medium. Probably not as quick as maybe Mod Podge, but I think Mod Podge can stay a little bit sticky. I'm not sure on that. I know on some other projects I've done it has remained a little bit sticky, and I didn't want that here. So the idea was to make this look kind of like an old leather. Now, I think mine is way too shiny to look old. So I want to make another one that looks old. And anyway, I just think it's really fantastical. Really fantastical. Even these holes in it are actually kind of a cool design. That was the zigzag stitching I was doing. And when I pulled it out, it left the holes, but I kind of like it. And I think it adds an interesting texture to it. But this one has the pattern paper on it too. So I know I'm not telling you everything, but oh, at the end of this I sanded it good, and not this one. I haven't sanded that one yet. This one I sanded. Now I wanted this one to look a lot more glossy, and then I ran it through my embossing machine and got this beautiful look to it. So what was I gonna say? Oh, on this one, at the end, after I went over it with sandpaper, sanding block, I used fine. I went over the top of it with the Stays On Timber Brown and colored in some of this. That's what made it darker. Darker and lighter, darker and lighter. So that is that one. Now this is another one that I'm working on. Right now this I have painted. This little stripe down here, the flowers that I have added. The way I got the flowers on there was I used my Martha Stewart punch. And does this one have doily lace trim? Is what this one's called. So yeah, it worked very well, and I got this really nice punch out, and it's just 2 pieces of paper punched out, and both pieces are glued down, and then I went over them with paint. Now the reason I did that is because I'm going to go back over them with Mr. Sanding Block, and you'll see that it starts pulling up the paint immediately. But I'm hoping, and it takes it right down to the stuff immediately. So that's why I painted over it. So it's going to need some sanding, and then it's going to need some more shoe polish on it. And then it will need some heavy duty buffing. It's gonna get buffed. So that is where I'm at right now. You could leave it like this and put your shoe polish back on, because you want to fix this flat black here. This actually looks like it's embossed down into, or debossed into, this piece of paper, but in fact it's not. It's paper laying glued on top of paper. So so this one I'm going to have to go back over with maybe the brown. Let's try it. Oh yeah, I like that. Now this is just the brown ink. It stays on. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then it will have to dry. And then I'll probably go over it again with some more sandpaper. And my last little bit will be going over it with a little bit of the old style waxy black shoe polish, because it's kind of clear. It's black, but it kind of is transparent, more transparent than all of these. So I'll go back over it with that, and then I'll buff it to get the leather look. But yeah, so you can see it's aged it quite a bit. Just that little bit of sanding and that little bit of brown, the brown ink. So, and this one has actually 4 layers of cheesecloth in it. I like that. It feels good. It feels sturdy. So, you're right. It needed the extra cushion of cheesecloth. And so I really like that. So anyway, that is where we're at tonight. And that is all I have for this evening. I just wanted to show you what I've been playing with and give you a little explanation of why I'm not right on the videos. It's because I've been really super busy being the caregiver and the making sure we have a nice clean environment while he's healing, and so there's no chance of infection. And we had to do that 2 weeks beforehand as well. Cleaning the house, no big deal, but 2 weeks before we isolated, so I was able to get ahead on videos. And right now, tonight, my last video is playing, unless I get this one up and online before morning. So that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm up to, is I'm trying to get a video on my channel. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope you like these leather pieces, or faux leather pieces. I just wanted to try something a little different than all the others, but we are going to do the other faux leather, and I'll be using glycerin and water with that one, and then we're going to use inks to do the whole thing. So I'm looking forward to that one too. So busy week playing with leather stuff and having a blast. I absolutely, totally lost track of time today. In fact, I still thought it was yesterday and that we had been to the physical therapy appointment today, when in fact I have been buried in here. Absolutely nothing else on my mind, just playing. And it has been so much fun. Anyway, I feel very guilty. My husband, now he had surgery. It's been a week ago, yesterday, and he's feeling great. And he has permission to get up and do things now. So, but I felt guilty because he comes in and he says, "Are you getting hungry?" And I'm like, "What?" I said, "Well, what time is it?" He says, "Well, it's after. We eat early. It's after 4 o'clock." And I'm like, "No way." I said, "We just got home from the physical therapy." And he's like, "That was yesterday, Angela." I was like, "Oh." But honestly, it's not that I'm going crazy. It's because this was so much fun. I honestly did lose total track of time. And, sometimes when I'm in here, I'm thinking about lots of other things. My mind is just can be boggled with everything, or I can fall so far into a craft that I lose track. And this, for me, was it. And I tell you, fun, fun, fun. I love it. So anyway, if we don't make a video on making leather tomorrow, we are going to turn this one or this one into a little notebook. And it's going to have a closure right there. It's not going to be a pouch. We're going to put the signature in right there and sew it. And we will have a little journal. In fact, oh, I don't know. Let me think about it. Okay, I'm going to let you go now. You've heard enough from me. So, looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And I hope that you've all been well and that your summer weather's coming, because ours is coming on this week. Started today. Had a little rain this morning and then boom, summer. I don't know how it happens that way, but it does. It's just like, man, where did it all go? You know, a week before we had snow on Monday when he had his surgery. We had some snow. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to quit talking. I've missed you guys, and although you've been seeing my videos, I really did miss you guys, so, because I haven't been talking to you. Okay, love you guys, and see you tomorrow with some kind of video. Bye.